Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the second half for The Walking Dead Season 8. In this one, we're going to answer the simple question. We'll do some Q&As as well, too, but will The Walking Dead go limp without the Gimp? Oh. So I thought this would be a good one to lead with today, and if you guys are not up with the current Walking Dead news, did lots of videos yesterday, 3 to be exact. If you missed any of them, I'll have them in the end video screens for you guys today. Definitely check them out after you're done watching this one, because it's some good stuff. Lots of crazy news for The Walking Dead this weekend, you know, going into the back half of Season 8 and also affecting Season 9. Biggest one for sure, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, it has been officially announced by AMC that Scott Gimple will no longer be showrunner for The Walking Dead, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, mind-blowing news for Walking Dead fans, because he literally took over as showrunner in Season 4, so he did Seasons 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, because he'll be finishing out this year as his last year as showrunner for the Walking Dead series. So that's 5 years of Walking Dead. So even if people, you know, a lot of people signing petitions and what have you, a lot of people hating on, a lot of people celebrating right now, and that's cool if you're in that camp and you want to celebrate, you know, no problem there. If you think the show will be better off without him or without his direct influence as showrunner, as head honcho of it, so to speak, then, hey, you know, I'm happy for you. Congratulations, you got what you wanted. Gimple is out. So it brings in a question, what is the show going to be like next year? And I think that is a really, really good question. We know that Angela Kang is going to be taking over as showrunner in Season 9. And again, at the end of this video, click the end video so you can see that video if you haven't heard all the details about what's going to happen with this. But basically, Season 9, Angela Kang is going to take over. She's been writing on The Walking Dead for a very long time, since 2011. And, you know, she's obviously probably one of the standouts out of the writing team and creative people for The Walking Dead that Scott Gimple would have thought of as somebody who could take over after him when he moves on. So really crazy to hear after all kind of the buzz and all the craziness around the Carl, you know, death coming up and kind of reveal in the mid-season finale with fans just wanting Scott Gimple's head on a on a whisper spike. You know, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that this happened and that we're seeing this and that they have officially announced that he, in fact, will not be showrunner of this series, and that instead he's going to be basically stepping up to another role, which is kind of, you know, head content creator for the TV series Walking Dead AMC universe. So you have Robert Kirkman for the comics, of course, as the original creator, and then, you know, the person who's kind of the head honcho, I want to say, for all Walking Dead stuff on AMC, I would say, in terms of content, is going to be the Gimp. It's going to be Gimple. So, you know, is what it is. It's, you know, kind of crazy news, and definitely wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this one and kind of respond back. But so is the show screwed without Gimple? I mean, he's still going to be involved, right? I mean, part of this, and a lot of people are actually calling this as well too. A lot of people are saying that this is probably just, and I kind of said the same thing myself, like a PR thing. You know, yes. There's going to be, obviously she's going to be in that role, you know, so there's going to be some changes, but he's still going to be involved, you know, he's still going to be heavily involved with The Walking Dead. He's going to be more involved with Fear than he, you know, probably was earlier. But it sounds like in future seasons that's probably going to just be heightened a little bit more, and AMC is going to try to maybe make Fear, you know, a little bit more prominent, or something that's a little bit more kind of, you know, important and more of a priority than the original Walking Dead series by itself, with having, you know, all those people for that, and then you have a brand new team for Fear. Here they're taking some of the people from The Walking Dead that helped make The Walking Dead what it is, and you're having Scott Gimple, you know, work on that, and he was executive producer already, but now he's going to be kind of, you know, head content creator for both this kind of thing. So it's definitely interesting to see. So he'll still be involved, and he'll still be, I think, Angela Kang's boss, but she'll be kind of the overall, taking on the reins overall for the Walking Dead TV series, and whether or not it's kind of more in title and in name, so that they can just kind of you know, put all the heat on Gimple and then move him into that role, so the fans don't get too pissed off that he's still there after killing Carl. maybe that's kind of the biggest thing. So he'll still be involved, but it will also be interesting to see, because if he's less involved with the Walking Dead series and he's giving, most of that stuff to her, and then she's going to be in that role leading the writing team and everything like that, and then going into the series and everything the showrunner has to do throughout the season of season 9 and maybe even onwards after that, we could get a very new feel for The Walking Dead that we're not really accustomed to. It could be a totally new take. If you look at season 1 and the first part of season 2, and then the second half of season 2 and season 3, as you go through different showrunners, the show has quite a different feel. Season 4 feels way different in terms of pacing and in terms of the way they deliver things versus season 3, which was with Glenn Mazzara, where it was just like pedal to the metal all the way through. And as soon as he took over in the second half of season 2, it was just like pedal to the metal, survivors everywhere, people all over the place. It was exciting to see his kind of take on it. Wasn't able to continue doing that. I would say maybe burned himself out, or just it didn't work based on things in the background. But as you get to see different showrunners, you get to see different takes. Frank Darabont's take, which has a little bit of that Smart Walker feel to it, was pretty cool too. That's something that we don't see the others really use or explore. So they all kind of had their own individual take from how they viewed the comics and how they interpreted that to the screen. And of course you have a lot of people involved as well too. You have directors, you have other writers that write certain episodes, so they're not responsible for everything. But with them being the person who is most heavily involved with the series, that may be putting 50, 60, 70 hour weeks into producing that show as showrunner, because I would assume, I'm not a showrunner myself and I don't work in TV, but I would think that it's probably a 60-hour, 70-hour a week type job. I would not think that it would probably be a 30, 40-hour a week clock in and clock out and go home type of deal. I would think that when you're a showrunner in a series as big as that, you're probably on all the time. You might not get days off for many, many weeks on end. You might get a Sunday so you can do your stuff, but the other 5 or 6 days you might be on all day and working on all the time. You eat, you work, that's pretty much your life. That's what you do, right? So as, being in such an important position as something like that for a show like The Walking Dead. Some shows might not be like that, but The Walking Dead is one of the biggest shows on ever. You're going to want to have somebody who's in charge is going to be all in, right? So you get a different take with each one, and we're going to have to see what Angela Kang's take is. And I don't want to jump to conclusions here and say it's going to suck or it's going to be worse instantly. From a positive perspective, you can look at it as you're getting a new take with The Walking Dead. You're getting a mix-up. You're getting a change. So you're getting season 9 should be different from what we've seen. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe after seeing Scott Gimple as showrunner for 5 years, fans are like, I don't like this formula anymore. I don't like maybe kind of some of the slower episodes that he kind of works in there. I want something more like season 3 or something more like season 2 or season 1, and to see just a new take on the zombie apocalypse. Will it be more kind of drama based? Will it be more like I would say Scott Gimple's approach is probably more drama and writing based than probably Glenn Mazzara's was, which seemed to be more action-based, like an action-based Walking Dead. If you watch season 3, you'll see exactly what I mean, where, it's pedal to the metal versus Frank Darabont's, which was kind of a very slow burner, really set that world, create that world, and really get people into that world and make it look like it actually is a zombie apocalypse. And then, of course, the drama as well, too, and a little bit of action. So they all kind of had their own type of take, I think, on the zombie apocalypse and on what The Walking Dead should be. And we're going to have to see what Angela Kang's take on the series is going to be, what that's going to look like. And I don't think there's any way to really predict. You could probably look at some of her episodes and kind of say, but even that, it's like, well, she wrote it, but she wasn't showrunning for it. So, and for a lot of the season and for setups and things like this and how the whole season fits together. So if nothing else, it's at least very interesting to see what's going to happen here. You're getting some new blood, new position, changing things up. I think that Fear will benefit greatly from this. I think that, we got to give her a chance, right? We can't just jump to conclusions to say, oh, it's going to be horrible, every episode is going to be still, right? We can't really say that, because she did write A, and she did have some of the other, like some people thought, A is one of the best episodes in the series, and that was one of her episodes. So there are, the people that, and certainly a lot of the girls for sure, they really like Still. So so they're like, what is wrong with Still, Trev? I like that episode, okay? What is wrong with Still, all right? What is wrong with that? ready to claw me or something. So it's what it is. So we're going to see, but, what this ends up like, I don't know. Will every episode be a love story or... feminists are gonna, don't let Sarah Wayne Callies ever watch this video, right? She'll freaking kill me or something. Go straight up Lori on me. So, again, like I said, we can't really say right now. It's too early to tell what season 9 is going to be like. But if they do it based on the Whispers, if they bring the Whispers in and they do it the right way, then man, it could be wicked cool. So we gotta see what her take is like in the show and how season 9 ends up. But if you were kind of getting bored of the old school kind of style for The Walking Dead that we've seen for many seasons now, Gimple style where it's pretty dark and it's pretty, sometimes can be dragged down and, this kind of thing and really build to these climactic moments and then kind of goes through them, sometimes goes through them pretty quickly and then gets right back into kind of the regular run-of-the-mill. If you're kind of bored of that and you don't want to see that anymore, let's give her a chance. Let's see what this is like and see how season 9 turns out. And who knows, maybe we could be surprised. Maybe we could get something that's like a fresh, new energy, new take. I mean, you could get burned out after 5 years of doing anything, right? So especially if you're on all the time like that, maybe it's a good thing, maybe. So we'll see, we'll see how she does and we'll see what the season turns out like. I'm definitely going to be very interested to see how it goes. And at least, she's somebody who's got tons of experience, has been working on The Walking Dead for a super long time. She's not new or anything like that. She's been there and involved with the show and has helped made the show what it is, just like Gimple did. So, the fans get what they want, and we'll get a new take on The Walking Dead. We'll get some new change-ups here. And so I think it'll do just fine. I don't think it will go limp without the Gimp. I think that it'll be okay. And, you still got the comics to... base things on. So how hard could it really be? You're basing it on the comics. You already have a storyboard to start with before you even start the season. It's probably way harder to do a show where you don't have anything to base it on. If you're doing Fear, that can be tougher, I think, than the original Walking Dead. The original Walking Dead, you're adapting a comic, so you already have Kirkman's brilliant freaking work to base your show on. Fear is a clean slate. You can do anything with it, and, for that, it's like a blank piece of paper. That's not, it's hard to start from nothing, right? From scratch every year. So let's see how it turns out, and you guys can certainly write your comments below. What do you think about this one? Do you think that season 9 is going to be better? Do you think it's going to be way worse? Do you think it's going to be good to get a fresh take? Or do you think that this is a disaster and every episode is going to be Still? And you were one of the people that didn't like Still. Because if you did like Still, then maybe you want every episode to be like Still. I don't know. Mark Scott says, Trev Q&A, when they start the Whisperer story arc, do you vote that they'll do a cast of Gimple's head and have it done on one of the 12 spikes? I had to put that in there because I think that's hilarious. I'm sure the fans would want it, right? Do like a zombie. I shouldn't put these ideas out there, right? I'm getting the sense that AMC watches these videos to get ideas for stuff they should do. Do a cast. This is a great comment. This is Mark's idea, right? So do a cast of Gimple's head as a zombie and put it on one of the spikes. It'd be an Easter egg, right? You guys are brutal. It's Walking Dead fans. What do you want to say? We're into gore. We're into all that stuff. We're into character deaths and all this thing. We all are a little messed up in some way, right? So he wants Gimple's head as a zombie on a spike. A zombie Gimple head on a spike. So they could probably make that happen. Now that you've said it, Mark, it's out there. It's out there. Spam somebody from, spam Angela, right? Add Angela Kang. That's by what her Twitter address is. Everything at Angela Kang. We want his head on a spike. I don't know. I don't know. So 20 Times Man United says, is Gimple actually gone, though? And, that's the thing, right? So he is actually not showrunner. But at the same time, he's just been promoted to another role. He'll still be involved. He'll still be there. And if nothing else, if you like the idea of crossovers between Fear and The Walking Dead, I think that having him there is going to really help to merge the shows a bit more, get them closer together, and cross-promote and have him coordinate these things between both series. So anybody who likes the Whisperer theory, right now you're looking at saying, and I'll have a video on this in a couple days for you guys, maybe part of the Fear group could be Whisper. So we'll look at what that looks like, and I'll include in that video some of Dave Erickson's comments about his future outlook on the show and what he wanted to do with Fear. So we'll get into that in probably 2 days from now. Heads up for that video, guys. I'll have that for you, and kind of that theory on how that would work and how maybe Gimple being switched to this position could add credence to the theory, could add a little bit more to that theory, that we may see, more crossovers, like some of the Fear group go back the other way as villains or something in The Walking Dead. So we'll see. Awkward Angel says, also, Gimple is actually promoted. So just because he's not showrunner doesn't mean he's not going to be guiding both Fear and The Walking Dead from his new role. Seems like they gave her the role to calm down fans and put a new face to who to blame. So I agree with Awkward Angel 100% here. I mean, he's going to be there. If she needs his help, he can help her out. He's going to be heavily involved. And, sooner or later, you got to do this, right? If the series is going to go in past 10 seasons, you're probably going to have, she probably won't even be the last showrunner either. There'll probably be someone else after her, in a couple years. If she does 2 or 3 seasons or something, or maybe 4, after that, there might be somebody else who does show running. And but these people are very useful. You wouldn't want to fire Gimple altogether and just get rid of him for fans. No, that's not a good idea. You want him involved in the series. Just maybe if people think he's lost his way a little bit, then he's too far gone. then you give him a different role. You switch things up a little bit. You shake things up, and you go forward. You get a little bit of a new take and new blood, and that's what it is, right? New energy, right? Versus someone who's been doing it for so long that they get a little bit complacent, or they get a little bit, burned out, or just tired of doing the same old. Tired of dealing with these whiny fans, right, that we are. That's never good enough for us. Dawney W says, so happy Gimple is gone as showrunner. He's so overrated and ran out of good creative ideas. I'm actually excited for Season 9. So there you go. For some people, maybe they're more excited for Season 9 now because he's not going to be involved. So instead, you can have her do it, and we can be excited to see a new Walking Dead that's going to be, maybe fresh, original, and just overall different. Angie G says, it's official. The Walking Dead has been renewed for Season 9 with a new showrunner. Good thing that good thing that is actually getting, okay, so it is a good thing that it's actually been renewed for Season 9. So that's one thing that we haven't really commented on. I think we all kind of assumed it was renewed anyway. But at least to kind of hear like it's officially renewed for Season 9, it's going to be getting a new showrunner, this kind of deal. That's great news, right? That it's actually being renewed for Season 9. So we should be celebrating. We should be happy about even just that. And so let's see, guys. Let's see how this turns out. I think it'll be okay. And if not, then we just watch Fear and enjoy Fear as kind of like the standout Walking Dead series for a couple years or something. Who knew that would ever even be a possibility? Chill McCool says, yo, Trev, Q&A, are the survivors the new Whisperers? So does this confirm the Whisperer story will happen? And people were kind of questioning, like, do you mean the survivors from Fear are the Whisperers? And again, we'll keep that for the video I got coming for you guys in a couple of days, because I want to get into all the details and to explain that whole concept of how I think that could work. It'd probably take 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll do that on probably Tuesday. I got another Fear video coming for you guys tomorrow about Morgan and that. So the last one will be from the Blitz, who says, Trev, do you think it was solely the petition that made AMC get a new showrunner, or do you think there was some drama involved? So for you, the Blitz, I think they were already kind of doing this anyway, because this is what I heard. When I heard that Scott Gimple had signed on for executive producer for Fear, I was like, how is he going to do that? Because he's supposed to be showrunner for the biggest series in the history of television, right? So if he has to do Walking Dead as showrunner, he probably shouldn't be working on Fear at all, right? You guys think about it, right? If you have to solely focus on Walking Dead on one project because you're the head honcho for that project, you probably don't need to be including these other things with that. So if he has to come over and help out Fear, maybe they just realize, like, we probably shouldn't tie him down to just The Walking Dead. Fear has some potential here. There's some good opportunities here and some good ideas here for some cool things we can do between the both series. We need someone there that can, be involved with both series, that can have a universal Walking Dead feel for the TV series AMC version between both, so that he can say, this feels like Walking Dead, that doesn't. And whether it be in The Walking Dead or in Fear, still does not feel like The Walking Dead. People should not be sleeping in trunks of cars. I don't know. Or using golf clubs to kill zombies. Well, that was kind of cool, actually. But in this one, like now Fear feels more like The Walking Dead than The Walking Dead does, So you kind of have to, you probably want to have them both have their own feel. Michael Cudlitz, who played Abraham, he mentioned that he didn't feel like Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead were really in the same universe. At least they're supposed to be, but he kind of mentioned it as like Fear seems to be a more kind of realistic take on the zombie apocalypse versus The Walking Dead, which kind of was a little bit more comic booky, and you had kind of the characters with their weapons and their kind of gimmicks, and the Fear group seemed to be more like real people with less of the kind of comic booky, like zoom shots with the Colt or the crossbow or this kind of thing. So he kind of felt like they were too distant to be kind of crossed over between. So to have somebody who can help guide both, can help make both feel closer, so that even you don't have a guy like who's actually plays Abraham in the frickin' series and as part of his life's work here for his career for many years as an actor, high profile actor, saying that they don't feel like they belong in the same universe. You'd have somebody there that can make them feel like they belong in the same universe. So I think for the Blitz, this was already something I think that they were doing anyway, and I think that this is kind of like a move to where they looked at it, they heard about this petition thing, they saw the amount of people that wanted this, and they were like, okay, let's do this. They probably looked at the ratings and they were like, let's see if she can do better or something, or let's see what happens with that, and then you'll get him to help out with Fear more. There's a lot of work to be done on Fear. We can't expect him to do executive producing for Fear and all that work involved there, and then also still be the showrunner for The Walking Dead. It just, one person can only do so much, and even if you want them in high demand, you can't always just give them hey, can you take this on too? Can you take this on too? Can you take this on too? Right? You got to be really careful with that, because sometimes you can overload somebody, and he's probably been overloaded for quite a while. So he'll still be involved and still be able to help, and back and forth. So I think it was a combination. I think the petition probably had an effect, but I think that if everybody was loving the series, everything was great with the series, and people were not doing petitions and stuff, they might have kept him there kind of as a confidence thing. You want to have somebody there as kind of because it's part of a leadership. You're a leader on that series. You're kind of the head leader for that show. You want the fans to believe in that person, and if they kind of become the bad guy or the evil genius of the show, you may just want to kind of take him out and be like, okay, yeah, he did this and he did that, okay, but he's out of that now we're going to put in someone else. So you don't have to hate the show, you can just hate him, and he can take all the heat, and he can go over here, and that's cool. So now you can still watch the show and enjoy it, and feel like you got your way, right? Many fans got their way, so it's what it is. That's really all I got for this one for you guys. I'm excited for the series. If nothing else, it's very interesting. It's very, crazy that they actually decide to do this. It could just be kind of a title swap, as Awkward Angel said here. It could be nothing more than a PR move. But at the same time, maybe there is some substance to it. Maybe he will be like, hey, you know what? It's not my show anymore. I'm responsible for both now, and so it's your show, so you do what you want. Call me if you need me, that kind of deal. And we'll see how that turns out. We'll see how that turns out, man. It's going to be very interesting to see. I hope it's a good thing for the series. I hope that it gives us a new type of Walking Dead that we haven't really seen before. After 9 seasons, sometimes you need that. And I think that overall, fans might be more supportive knowing that you have somebody else there that you don't hate because they made you feel a certain way or trolled you by killing off characters you never thought they would. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Write the comments below. Let me know what you think about this. Will The Walking Dead go limp without the Gimp? Oh, let me know what you think. Write in the comments below. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. Check out these other videos here if you guys haven't seen them yet. You got some time. It's Sunday, so check them out, guys. Watch those through. And there's one of Robert Kirkman, too, giving his thoughts on the Carl thing. So you got to watch that one, too, if you haven't seen that, too. And enough of me promoting my own videos. Check them out if you haven't. That's it for this video. See you guys again soon, tomorrow for another. As always, this is Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.